When Tennessee voters go to the polls during the primaries, they are asked which ballot they want, Republican, Democrat, or general. That is the moment they declare their political party, not when they register to vote, which means, hypothetically, they can declare a different political party every time they vote in a primary. But gubernatorial candidate Marsha Blackburn recently tweeted, in all caps no less, that Tennessee should close its primaries. I'm Mary Casciola. Bill Dries joins us today to talk about what that's all about, as well as some of the political nuance behind it. Bill, thanks for being here.
Glad to.
Okay, so before we get started, I have to say, sometimes people tweet stuff, and it's like, okay, thanks for your input, like that's fine. But sometimes when people tweet like Marsha Blackburn tweets, and then suddenly your congressional districts are reconfigured a few days later. So maybe that's me trying to put this in context of sometimes a tweet is just a tweet, and sometimes a tweet is maybe the first step in a big change.
Well, regardless of that, whenever a politician tweets, in most cases, there is a deeper motive behind it.
Yes.
Now, sometimes politicians get in trouble for what they tweet, but they usually don't have a motive then.
Right.
They're just out there rolling around like a tumbleweed.
Willy-nilly tweeting. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what is known as crossover voting. Is when you go to the polls, maybe you lean to the right and you decide you're going to get a Democratic ballot. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word for a second there, or vice versa. So that's crossover voting. Has it been a big problem? Like, do we have a sense that people are voting in political primaries for parties that aren't theirs, like in large degrees? And if so, why are they doing that?
It's probably not a movement.
Okay.
And people have different motives when they vote. Mm-hmm. And all of those motives could be present in any given election. They might decide the other party has the better candidate.
Right.
Or they might decide, I'm going to mess with the other party and vote in their primary for what I perceive to be a weaker candidate.
Right.
So proving that there was a political motive to this, to affect the other party, to weaken the other party, is really hard to determine.
Right. So I think one of the maybe more like larger examples of this that we know about is Memphis Mayor Paul Young, because I think y'all talked to him behind the headlines, and maybe he referenced this, that he voted in a Republican primary.
Yes, and he got asked about this when he ran for mayor in 2023, because some people who were uncertain about him, maybe liked one of the other candidates, they went back and got his voting record.
Right, which
is
open.
A public record. And they saw that in 2016, Paul Young voted in the Republican presidential primary. Now, what's interesting about this is city elections are nonpartisan.
Right.
They're not a Republican nominee, a Democratic nominee.
Right.
But so these people who were surprised by that, they started talking about Paul Young's a Republican. And
sure.
Paul Young said, no, I'm a Democrat. I voted in that primary because I did not want to see Trump become the presidential candidate.
Right.
And he's not the only person who did that.
Right. I mean, that's one of the reasons to do it, is to try to influence the other side, whether it's because you want someone to be the candidate or you don't. So in this most recent cycle, Jerry Green, the other gubernatorial candidate for the state, she seemed to be urging people to cross parties in the Democratic primary. So why was she doing that?
Well, first of all, she was doing it for the general election.
Okay.
She also talked a bit about the primaries. Like, if you're a Republican and you don't like any of the people in that race, you don't like Marsha Blackburn, John Rose, or Monty Fritz, come on over and just vote in our primary and vote for me.
Right. So it was just really like a strategy to get the vote out, really.
Yeah.
For her.
It was also probably a reaction to Blackburn's tweet.
Right.
There was
the politics behind it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they have both made posts on social media about each other on a variety of topics.
Right. So in some ways it was a subtweet.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
what?
didn't know it was called that.
I believe it to
sense.
be, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe now we have to call it a sub X, but yeah. I feel like we're going back. I still call them tweets because
Okay.
that seems easier than saying X's. That can be confusing.
It is.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Okay.
Okay, so what does state law say about cross voting?
State law says that when you go in to vote in a primary, they ask you, do you want to vote in the Democratic or the Republican primary? Or do you just want to vote the general election ballot?
Right.
And not do that. State law says, and it's been this way since 1972, that you must be a bona fide member of the political party whose primary you choose to vote in.
Right.
That's it. As you may see, there's a lot of room for interpretation of what is very general language.
Right.
It doesn't say if you are not a bona fide member, you have committed a felony
Right.
or a misdemeanor. It just says you have to be a bona fide member.
But that doesn't mean a bona fide member, like registered with the party. That may mean, I mean, there's some nuance here, right? Like,
Yeah.
could be a bona fide member in your heart.
Yes. In your political heart.
Right. I mean, like, if I'm there and I want to vote for Jerry, but I'm a Republican, am I a Democrat in that moment because I'm wanting to vote for Jerry? Maybe I am. I don't know.
And because in Tennessee, as in other quote-unquote open primary states, you do not indicate whether you are a Democrat or Republican when you register to vote.
Right.
So if you go in and you voted in the Republican primary for several elections, and the next time there are primaries, you decide to vote in the Democratic primary, there is no way to go back and check and see, oh, well, this person, when they registered to vote, they indicated they were a Republican.
Right. They're not checking when you like go and give them your ID
There's
and like
nothing-
do the thing.
There's nothing to really check
Right.
beyond what primaries you voted in the past.
Right.
Now, the caveat is, if you vote in the other party's primary and you decide to run for office later,
Right.
people are going to
People are going to notice.
look at your record
Right.
like they did Paul Young.
Right.
And if it's a party primary you're running in, they will probably look at that and say, at least challenge your presence on their ballot.
Right.
And that happens on a frequent basis. Quick example.
Yeah.
The Republican primary for county mayor in May included more than just the party's nominee, John DeBerry, who himself was a former Democratic state legislator.
Right.
One of the candidates who pulled a petition to run in that Republican primary was retired Judge Joe Brown. Joe Brown had been the Democratic Party's nominee
Right.
for District Attorney General in 2014. So obviously, the Republican Party folks looked at that and said, you're out.
Right. Because the party can challenge and kick out the people.
For that and
Candidates.
for other things.
Right.
If you are a new voter here and you have not voted in your party's primary in 3 of the last 5 state primary elections,
Right.
the local party can boot you from the ballot. And they have.
Right.
That's more common than someone who voted in another party's primary, actually.
Well, it definitely seems like, I mean, people also change their minds, right?
They do.
Like, people grow, they evolve. The people we are today are not the people we're going to be in 4 years, whatever. But let's pretend that as a part of this effort, bona fide member, that it needs to mean something else, right? Like, we have to register. What do we have a sense of what that would look like if I needed to become a bona fide member to vote in the primaries?
Yes, because there are Republican legislators who regularly file bills for consideration to change that 1972 state law. And the way that they change it in most, if not all of those cases, is to say you must indicate your political party preference when you register to vote. Not each time
Right.
you go to vote.
But the first time,
Yes,
make your choice.
those bills by Republican legislators in just about every case never get to the floor.
Oh, interesting.
And keep
Okay.
in mind, the State House and State Senate have Republican supermajorities.
Right. I was wondering, because I was thinking, if they're regularly doing this, why aren't we hearing about it? But if it's just not getting to the floor, that's why we would not really
Yes.
know. They're just there.
Now, Marsha Blackburn's tweet on this may prompt some action in the next session that has more traction,
Sure.
especially if she wins the November general election.
Right. I mean, she could start a special session just to
She would
take
be
this
the
up.
governor
Yep.
in that case.
Uh-huh. Interesting. And just generally speaking, this has not been a situation where people have been arrested for this or prosecuted for this. It's just something that happens. The state says you need to be a member of the party
Yes,
as you're voting for them.
yes. And I can tell you from experience, that term bona fide is the object of much litigation
Right.
for other reasons, primarily involving candidates.
Right. I mean, because candidates also move.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of what you might call case law on this that could come into play if someone took the existing state law and said, tell you what, you're a voter, not a candidate, you crossed over, we want to take you to court over this.
All right, all from a tweet. While we're here, I want to talk about something else related to elections, and that is the charges against Erica Sugarman for allegedly taking down or destroying campaign signs. Because I feel like you always sort of hear about campaigns maybe removing signs from
Oh, every election.
I mean, like, it keeps coming up.
Every single election. I don't have kids,
Uh-huh.
but I bet those of you out there, you,
Uh-huh.
Natalie, our producer, I believe you are familiar with this type of fighting that goes on that begins with the phrase, you touched me.
You're breathing on me.
You're breathing. Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, you're breathing
That's
on
good.
me.
That's good. That's what this usually amounts to.
Uh-huh. Like, it's just the campaign signs, they go missing. It's like, you took mine, I'm going to take yours. Exactly. Okay, but in this case, there are actual charges that have been brought.
Yes, misdemeanor charges for which a ticket was written.
Okay, but what is the difference this time around?
The difference is there was a video clip that was on social media
Yep.
that showed Erica Sugarman very calmly standing by a truck as signs were being removed and put in the back of the truck she was standing by. And some of the candidates went to the police and filed formal complaints about this.
Right.
The cops went to Commissioner Sugarman and talked to her, and she acknowledged, according to their affidavits, that she did indeed remove those signs.
But she had a reason.
She might have had a reason.
Maybe.
She told the police in one of the affidavits, it says that she told them that early voting had just ended. And that therefore, that might be her argument in this case,
Sure.
that she could take down the signs of those candidates, even though early voting ended 5 days before Election Day.
Right. Right. I mean, that's the nuance there is
Yes.
the election wasn't over. I would also ask if she was taking down her own signs at the same time. But that's maybe the question. That's a question for the court,
That
not
might
for me.
That might come up if this moves further
And
along.
where was this?
This was. I'm glad you asked, Natalie. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
No. This happened outside of 2 early voting sites.
Yes.
One was Greater Lewis Missionary Baptist Church, East Parkway in Poplar, a very popular early voting site. And the other was 157 Poplar, the James Meredith building, which is one of the Election Commission's central offices,
Right.
the one that is also an early voting site. The police investigation into this included the cops looking at a traffic camera at Poplar and B.B. King Boulevard, where the
Right.
office
They
building
were
is.
being thorough.
And they saw Commissioner Sugarman in the
Right.
same white pickup truck removing signs
Removing signs.
there, they say.
And just quickly, early voting locations are generally also voting locations.
In some cases, not all cases.
Not all cases. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Bill, thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you.
If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. And if you are listening in, stay tuned. We've got more news coming up next.